Hello, everyone. My name is Megan Just-Mancini, and I'm a registered psychologist here at Sojourn Psychology. And it is exam time. University exam time is just around the corner, about a week away from finals before your 4 months of freedom begin. And then high school students are also going into the fourth quarter of their newly quartered semester. And so there's final exams in the next couple of weeks. So I thought that I'd just come on just to give a few really simple, but really important evidence-based techniques that are going to help you to be more successful. So first of all, I don't envy you. This is such a stressful period of time for all people. Exam time is just, I can remember thinking like, I just have to keep swimming. I just have to keep my head above water to continue going. And so it's going to be stressful, and that's okay. And I just want you to sit in knowing that you're not alone in that stress. You're not alone in that feeling of overwhelm, and that this too shall pass. It's not going to be forever. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. But with that, I can remember something that I used to do, not good advice when I was an undergrad, was I would do all-nighters. I would pull all-nighters and I would cram and I would cram and I would cram, thinking that I could just fill my brain up with all the information before I would go in to write my exam. And the notion was, if I can fill my brain up with all the material and then spit it out, I'm going to do the best that I can. But there's actually a lot of research that is contrary to that, which says that sleep is actually the thing that is going to help you do better, and not cramming. So cramming is actually counterintuitive. It actually makes us do worse. And the reason for that is that sleep facilitates a process that's called consolidation. And so what consolidation is it's literally taking information from your short-term memory, which is all the stuff that you're trying to put in your brain to remember for the exam, and then it goes through a process that logs it into long-term memory, which means that when we wake up in the morning, it's there to access. Whereas when we don't have enough sleep, we don't have good quality sleep, or we pull an all-nighter, so we're not getting the sleep that we need, that process isn't occurring as rapidly. So when you get to your exam, it's actually harder to pull the information out and to apply it. So really what I'm going to recommend, and I know it's a hard thing to do, I was there when I was an undergrad as well, take the time to get a good chunk of sleep. Give yourself the 8 hours, because you're actually going to do better. And there is a really cool little micro series through CBC radio. It's called The Nature of Things, and it's the topic is while you were sleeping. So if you Google CBC while you're sleeping, it's the first link that comes up on the video links, and it's about a 45-minute video, but it talks about all of the different research that's been done in terms of memory, learning, and performance from infancy all the way into adulthood, and the way that sleep supports that. So if you need a little bit of evidence backing up what I'm saying, go for it and check that out. My second tip is exercise. When we are stressed out and things are crazy, particularly what happens during exam times, and then we're also in the middle of a global pandemic, is that we deprioritize the things that help us feel good. The reason exercise is so important, particularly for exams, we can talk about all the cardiovascular and all the physical benefits, but when we're thinking about performance for academics, what exercise does is it oxygenates the brain. And oxygen is the brain's fuel. And so if you exercise before you go into an exam, you're giving your brain the fuel so that it can actually perform better. So it doesn't mean you have to go do an hour and a half intensive workout. It can be something as easy as a half an hour walk in the morning, or the evening before, so that your brain is actually functioning optimally. And so all of those memories that you've consolidated through sleep are going to be easier and more accessible to pull out. My third tip is you gotta have a mantra. You gotta have some positive self-talk that's going to keep you going through. And I can remember when I was studying for my EPPP, which is the big registration exam for becoming a registered psychologist, and it just felt like there was no end in sight. It's just like constantly drowning in information, and when is this going to be done, and how am I going to do all the worries that naturally come up with exam periods. And my mantra was, this too shall pass, right? And that was important to me because it feels like a lot right now, but it's not forever, right? Another thing that I would say to myself from Finding Nemo, but just keep swimming, right? Just keep swimming, just keep your head above the water, because this too shall pass and you're going to be okay. So find something that resonates with you. If you want to steal mine, by all means take it. But you got to find something that sits with you, that you can tell yourself. You wake up in the morning, you take a deep breath, and you tell yourself that positive mantra so that you can keep going until it's all over. And my last piece is use reflection. And I'm going to reflect for myself again when I was writing my EPPP for registration, and it was just, this is never going to end. This is never going to end. This is never going to end. Why am I doing this to myself? And something that I pulled on that was really helpful was to talk to past Megan, was to go back to Megan, who had just finished her undergraduate degree and was applying for a master's degree. And all I wanted back then in my early 20s was to be accepted into a master's program and get to the point that I could register as a psychologist. That's all I wanted. And then I would think, like, what would that Megan say about this Megan, you know, present day Megan, studying her butt off to get registered? And she would be so proud. And so it's putting life in perspective about what it is that, what am I doing? What am I doing this for? And how proud I am of myself for being at this point, because it's easy to lose sight in that. So find those pieces for yourself. Find that point, whether it's high school person or whether it's undergrad person or whether it's junior high person, whoever it is that can speak to you to say, I'm proud of you and you're killing it. And this too shall pass. So I hope these help you. And I hope that you kill it on all of your exams, do the best that you can. And I wish you the best moving forward. Take care.